Hey everyone on YouTube. My name is MTC Strength 33, and this is my YouTube username. And the first reason I picked it is because I thought it sounded cool. Second reason is that MTC stands for More Than Conquerors through Christ who strengthens us. This is what the Bible teaches. This is what I believe. I believe also that it should give us a confidence to go on things like this and share our opinions, share our views. So I wanted to come on. I was encouraged by my family and friends to get on YouTube and to share my thoughts about certain topics and to discuss them with you. And those who maybe oppose me, I look forward to discussing things and maybe learning from you. And I hope that you'll learn from me and my experiences as well. First thing I wanted to do, first video I wanted to accomplish is just basically to ask those out there who oppose me, which would be the atheists, or those who maybe don't oppose everything but disagree with me on some things. I wanted to ask you guys a few questions. First question I wanted to ask you is if you had if you could give me the biggest reason for why you feel that God doesn't exist. Now, what I mean by that is if you think there's more than one thing that you say, this is why I don't believe God exists, I want you to try to just let me know through the comment section, I guess it would be below there, what would you consider the biggest reason why you feel that God doesn't exist? Secondly, I would also want to ask you if you were a Christian or if you believed in Jesus Christ. Now, this goes for those who don't actually believe in Him now or believe in God. My question is if you were a Christ believing and following person, if you feel like Christ was indeed the Messiah and you lived that life, how would you go about witnessing to people that may take your view that you currently have? Meaning, the Bible tells us that we are supposed to go out and speak truth to the world. And so anybody who is serious about his faith has to ask himself that question of how can I reach those people around me? How can I reach these friends and family and even my enemies? How can I talk to them in order to show them how much Christ loves them and cares for them? So my question to you is, if you were a Christian, how would you go about witnessing to somebody who doesn't believe in God? And my last little thing is actually going to be a challenge to those who don't believe in the Bible or don't believe in God or don't believe in Jesus Christ. My challenge is this. I would actually encourage you guys to look at the Bible in maybe a different way and try to read the Bible um, in a certain way, and I'll try to explain it here. If any of you have seen the new Wolverine movie or enjoy the Marvel comic series or even just the comics in general, every one of you does something when you read comic books. When you read a comic book, you accept the characters in order to be able to finish the book. And what I mean by that is, when you come across the green flying man or, some sort of creature who can shoot uh, fire out of his eyes, you accept that as being true. And why do you accept that? You accept that for being true in order for you to be able to complete the story, in order for you to relate to the characters, in order for you to be able to get to the end and have the story make sense. And what I want to encourage you, what I want to challenge you guys to do is I want you to read the Bible. And some of you may have read the Bible before. Some of you have maybe opposed the Bible and haven't really read it, which I think is actually pretty dangerous because it's really good to understand the different point of view that you disagree with. Just so that you know why, maybe, or maybe to be able to have some sort of understanding when you're talking to people about your belief. So what I want to challenge you guys to do is I want you to read the Bible, but what I want you to do is when you come across something in the Bible, uh, Genesis all the way to Revelation, Old Testament, New Testament, when you come across something that you feel that you don't believe is truth, if you say, you know what, I don't believe in miracles, for example, and that's every time I come across a miracle in the Bible, I'm not going to just take the Bible and say, okay, forget it, I'm not going to read this thing, I don't believe this thing. What I'm going to do is when I come across something that I feel is maybe outside of nature, outside of what I understand, I'm going to accept that, like I accept a comic book character. I'm going to accept that to be true in order for me to complete the story, in order for me to get to the end. So whatever I come across, I'm going to accept. And what's going to happen with you guys is uh, the Bible is gonna have a really interesting and eye-opening experience with you, because I believe the Bible's inerrant. I believe the Bible's true, but I also believe the Bible makes sense. And if you give the Bible the whole thing, if you read from Genesis to Revelation, and you read it and you seek for truth in that, uh, even if you have to read it like a comic book, because maybe you have to get by some of the things that you don't believe is true. If you actually honestly read it, I think that God will speak to you. I think the truth of the Scripture will come out to you, and I think you'll look differently at the Bible. So that's my challenge to you. I would love for you guys to do it. You don't have to do it, and probably most of you won't. But also, I love to talk to you guys. So leave comments, and hopefully they're nice comments. And all right, I look forward to coming up with a good topic and posting something later. All right, God bless.